What's up, everyone? Metroid Prime Fan 18 here, and this is going to be a rant on what I think of the Pokemon games. Now, right off the bat, I want to say that I'm practically the biggest Pokemon nut I know. I mean, I've been into this craze ever since it first came out here. And as far as the games go, I have I have a black case back here that says Game Boy on it. You can kind of see it. Yeah, see this? In here in the front pocket, I have red, blue, and yellow, and gold, silver, and crystal for the Game Boy Color. In this SP travel case, I can go ahead and open this. It's a lot less trouble to manage with this one. I have sapphire, ruby, and emerald. And ruby, my God, summer after sophomore year, I was addicted so much to that game. I have logged in 1,500 plus hours on that game. And I'm not kidding. I mean, that game was my life that summer. And I've got Diamond for the DS. I've also got Coliseum for the GameCube, and Snap and Pokemon Stadium 2 for the N64. Now, even though these games in a whole are over, how old are these? Over 10 years old. I think like 11 or 12 years old. These games just have an amazing amount of replay value to them. I mean, and they all have such, well, most of them have these really simple concepts that are easy to understand and fun to play. I mean, you're this trainer going around catching all these Pokemon in, Pokeballs. You're battling other trainers to get more experience. You go to different cities, battle the gym leaders, get badges, and once you have 8 badges, you can go to the Elite Four, the Pokemon League, and battle the Elite Four and the champion, and then you yourself become the champion. And Pokemon Stadium 2 was just in different stadiums, and it was nothing but battles. Battles, battles, and more battles. And with that game, you could actually buy this thing for your N64 controller called the Transfer Pack, which was it had a Rumble Pack-like connector that connected to the back of your controller, and you could transfer your own Pokemon from any of the Game Boy Color games to that game, which was the better option to do because the rental teams they gave you on that game were horrendously bad. I mean, they would always teach the strongest member of a Pokemon family the weakest move of that type, and the weakest Pokemon of that move or family the strongest type of move. Like they would teach a Blastoise Bubble and a Squirtle Hydro Pump. That's basically how it would go. And Coliseum's story, you're this former member of this organization called Team Snag'em, and basically you're just going around catching and purifying all these shadow Pokemon who Team Snag'em corrupted. And that's basically the whole goal. And once you do a few other objectives, you eventually get a Ho-Oh. You don't battle it and try to catch it, it's just given to you by the game. And other games like Gale of Darkness was basically the same as Coliseum. It was played in the same region, only had a different main character, and you had to go after a Shadow Lugia. And this time it was a Shadow Pokemon. It wasn't just given to you by the game. And Snap was just, funny, kind of dumb. Just go around different environments taking pictures of Pokemon. Better pictures you get, more points you get. I guess the goal is just to get as many points. I don't know. But in Ruby was the one that I had, before Diamond came out at least, became the most engaged with. Like I said, I logged in so many hours in that game. I collected legendaries, I traded Pokemon from Coliseum because I couldn't get them in Ruby itself. Then when Diamond came out, when I learned how to use the Pal Park function, I transferred all the legendaries I had on Ruby, which was pretty much all of them except for the ones you couldn't get normally, to Diamond. So, I traded the Reggies, Regirock, Regice, Registeel to get Regigigas. On Diamond, I've caught all the legendaries. I even borrowed my friend's Action Replay to get the ones you couldn't get. Like, I have an army of Arceuses now, who is the Pokemon God, as claimed in the game. And in Diamond, I went around catching all the legendaries I could, like, Giratina, Heatran, Rotom, who else? Well, there's more. I'm not gonna. Oh, Cresselia, and the Lake Trio, Mispiridazelf and Uxie. And these games are they're just fun RPGs. You just go around collecting or catching all these different creatures. You collect items. You get money from all the battles you win. You can spend it on items. You can sell items to get money. And the later games, like Diamond, has online capabilities with Wi-Fi, and so does Battle Revolution for the Wii. But even though I heard that Battle Revolution was less than desirable, actually, I heard that the only good thing about that was online, and that's if the online was working properly, which most of the time it wasn't. Now, as far as these battle-only games go, like the Stadium games, one thing I would really like to see Nintendo do in the near future is to make a true sequel to Pokemon Stadium 2, as in make a Pokemon Stadium 3. No more of these semi-sequels like Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, Battle Revolution, whatever. But I do like Coliseum. I'm just saying they need to make an actual sequel to Stadium 2, called Stadium 3, and put it on the Wii, and make it online capable, and have you able to transfer Pokemon from any generation of the handheld games into that game and battle them either in the story mode or online. If they would do that, make it better than Battle Revolution. Make it make it a direct sequel to Stadium 2 and call it Stadium 3. Just battle in all these different stadiums and also have it online capable and all that. The turnout would be amazing if only they would actually get to doing it. And there's a friend of mine on here on YouTube who mentioned this before, and I just thought I had to throw in my few opinions on this. Until that does happen, though, these games, the amount of replay value in them, like I said earlier, is just incredible. I go back and I play the old ones like Red and Crystal. I play them a while. I haven't played Ruby in a while, or Diamond, but I want to get back to playing Diamond pretty soon because I'm nowhere near done with Diamond yet. You can't really use the word done for these games. If you're into them, you just want to keep playing them over and over again. You will never be done with them. There's always more to go back and catch, train them, teach them moves, And back when I was younger, here's how it went for me. Whenever I battled in a Link battle, like, those little Link cables I connect to Game Boys or whatever, and battled, I always ended up winning the match because they didn't use the same strategy that I did. Mine's basically just an all-out offensive using moves that both reinforce the Pokemon's type and counteract their weaknesses. And I don't really bother with stat-altering moves that much, like some people I know do. And some people use nothing but those, which is really annoying. Like, they'll have one that knows Toxic, Attract, Wrap, and Confuse Ray, and just makes it a nightmare to get through. Of course, they're usually really weak, but anyway, that's a bit off topic. Really, these games are just really fun to play, and I have heard they're making a variant of Diamond and Pearl called Platinum, which is coming out in, I don't know if it's out in Japan right now or not. If not, it's going to be out soon, I think. And then it'll come out to the US soon after, probably. Or I think Diamond came out in the US a few months after it came out in Japan. I'm not sure. Like 3-4 months. Should be around there. But all in all, the Pokemon games they're classic. Amazing amounts of replay value and good gameplay, very in-depth, innovative, especially when it first came out. Everyone was just crowding stores to get them when they first came out. And so with that, bottom line though, Nintendo, please make a direct sequel to Pokemon Stadium 2. We need it. And soon. And with that, this is Metroid, signing off.